Hello, gamers, and welcome back to Planet Explorers. I'm going to cover 3 things today, really super quick. Let me just get my timer ready here so I don't go too far overboard. And we've basically... skip that. Pause that, and how do I reset this damn thing? There we go. Alright. So, what I'm going to cover really quick for us, 3 quick things. As you see here, I have a bunch of ladders in my inventory. I also have a ton of dirt. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little tower. Now you can see a little village way off there in the distance, and that's an enemy village. Our village is over there. So, I'm going to real quick build a wee tower here. Now, let me show you exactly how this works. And before I do, I think I want to chop down this tree real quick, just because it's sort of in my way. Alright, so if you've watched any of my previous videos, then you know basically how to harvest resources, how to do a bunch of little things. What I haven't shown yet is flight and building. So building is accomplished by hitting B, and that brings up your build mode. You can also get to it by holding in tab, opening this up, and clicking build. So how we build is we place a block. There's a block attached to our cursor, so anywhere we move there's a block. We place it by left click dragging to create sort of our horizontal plane of how big we want to build. Then we let up on the left click and click again, and that actually places the blocks. Now what I want to do is I want to build a wall that I'm going to climb. So after the, here, I'll do that again. So here's the first left click, drag. When you release the left click, you're now in horizontal mode. So then you build it up and you left click again, and boom, there's your wall. Now if we zoom out, oh, that's an unfriendly. If we zoom out, we can actually control, oh, our height much better. So here we are pretty far up in the air. So I'm going to exit build mode briefly, go into my inventory, grab a ladder, and place it on my wall. Now the first ladder that you place is basically free form, but the second ladder will snap into place. And you can continue to snap them into place. Now, we've got a little ladder, but it doesn't go all the way up yet. We hit E, and we'll climb the ladder a little ways. A little more. Now we'll open our inventory back up and place the next ladder. Alright. We'll climb a little more. Now, we can actually see the top of our wall here. We can open the build menu again, zoom out, and build more. And this is basically how I created my first launch tower. And that was actually pretty close. So you don't want to go all the way to the top, because if you're standing at the top of the ladder, it'll actually prevent you from building. And there we go. Exit build mode, go back into inventory, and this is really the only way that you're going to get any decent height out of your... No, I don't want to place that one just yet, because I'm going to have to build more onto the top of this. Before I do. Now, if I could do it from up here, I would, but I can't. So, we'll go back to placing ladders. And let's just move the inventory over there for now. Go back into build mode. And exit build mode. Place another ladder. Place another ladder. Let's see if we can get a little more height out of it this time. No. Looks like from above is our best bet. Alright, so exit build mode. Place a ladder. Place a ladder. Oh no, too far. Alright, back into build mode. Now obviously when you build things, you want to build structures that you can house yourself in. Okay, this is good enough. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to the other side, enter build mode, and build myself a nice little platform to launch myself from. So this is a building, and we got the building part down, no problem. Now if you look off into the distance, you can see there's that village. We want to go check that village out. What we don't want to do is get too close, get shot down with missiles or whatever defenses they have. So we want to make sure that we maintain some height. In order to maintain height, what we can do is we can build ourselves a jetpack. So I'm going to do that really quick. And I'll show you a little trick that a friend of mine taught me. So we need, actually I have quite a few battery packs. So we need a battery pack in order to use the jetpack. So now that we have the jetpack on, here's what we're going to do. We are going to launch ourselves up in the air, switch to the glider really quick, and then glide. Because the platform, we could build a platform super high, but we didn't. So here we go. Way up, switch to the glider, and we are flying. Now what you want to do while you're flying is tap the S button, or S key, to level yourself out so that you can fly a much further distance. You can see all these guys down here. There's a lot of them. And there's the ocean. And there's the forest popping in. You want to make sure that you don't hit a tree while you're gliding. It's definitely something you want to avoid. And there's our platform that we built. So it looks like we have a lot of rivers. Which is kind of a pain unless we want to build a boat. But I don't think we want to build a boat. What we want to do is find a nice place to land where there's plenty of land and build ourselves a vehicle. Now it looks like this river has a nice land bridge here. So we're going to check out things to the north. And gliding like this, you can actually stay aloft for a very long time. It's quite amazing. I traveled out something in the neighborhood of about 6 kilometers. Well, about 4 kilometers because I started at 2 kilometers out on our multiplayer map, and it was pretty cool. Now it looks like there might be a friendly village down there. Can't really tell because it hasn't actually spawned in yet. Or maybe not. Might be a good place for a base though. Alright, and then it looks like we're over a lot of ocean, so what I'm going to do is turn here and check this other direction here. Looks like the world ends over there. So I must be close to a corner of the map, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe it just takes a while for it to spawn in. So I'm effectively gliding now. I've gotten enough height that I don't have to worry too much about falling. It looks like there's a lot of ocean in this direction too. Which is fine. Just remember that you can't land in the ocean without taking damage if you're falling from a significant height. It's not how it works. Alright. So there's that. There's our village. We're going to get a little bit of height here. So it looks like some, rocky terrain. And looks like my computer's having a little trouble rendering the terrain in time. Flight can take a lot out on your computer, especially while you're recording. So now, when you're ready to land, and this is the important part, because you're going at a really fast pace right now. So what you want to do is pull back, just hold C or hold S in, and what that'll do is it'll force a climb, but it'll also slow your forward momentum significantly. And then try to avoid hitting any trees. Once your forward momentum has slowed enough, you will gradually just fall. Which is basically what I'm doing right now. And that's that. That's flight. Now I want to go over something else really quick, although I've got a bogey. Oh no! Got two bogeys inbound. Alright, let's switch to the sword. Get all of that. Looks like that guy's gonna ignore me, so I should be alright. Alright, so probably should find somewhere semi-safe. I don't know how safe this is, but alright. So the other thing I was going to show you real quick is creation. Now in creation, you can create things. Now this interface has changed since the previous versions. So most of it should be relatively familiar. They did move the layout of some of the buttons, etc., etc. So we want to create, actually before we create anything, I'll show you in my inventory. I actually have a motorbike seat, motorbike tires, a motorbike headlight, a vehicle engine, and a fuel cell. So I can create a motorcycle. I could create a car as well. I do have the tires for the car, and I think I might have enough materials for most of the other stuff. But I'm just going to create a motorcycle. So the creation menu is J, or you can use tab to get into it. So we're going to create carrier. You can create a robot, armor, various objects, decoratives, whatever. A carrier, which can include a vehicle, aircraft, or a boat or ship, and various equipment. So we're going to go carrier, vehicle, and we're going to go small. So here is, holding in right click, here is our canvas, so to speak. And I'm just going to do this really quick. The first thing you want to do is raise up your canvas to 10. I saw this in a video. So, and then you want to pick a material that you actually have some of. I believe I have enough aluminum to make a little something. So we are going to start with a simple aluminum frame. And thinking maybe 2x80 by, oh come on, by 2. And we'll do the same thing on this side. 2x80 by 2. And that gives us 2 pins, if you will, to start off with. Now, I'll connect the 2. Oh, what the hell happened there? Oh well, not a big deal. Alright, so that's sort of a beginning, and I can come back to the materials, whatever. It's not a big deal. So now we're going to go with the vehicle parts. So we want to center these. So we can start with the motorbike seat. And place it. Now we want vehicle engine type 1, and we'll put that back here. Oops. And this is really rough. Okay. Fuel cell. We could probably place that there. Now, at this point, everything is on the same plane. I can bring that back down to 0 and place my tires. There's 1, and there's 1. Now, this is the front, so this tire is going to be a steering tire and not a motor tire. This one is a motor tire and not a steering tire. Now, those are flat on the ground. We want to take this and move it to get better alignment. And we can actually zoom in. We'll put it above the tire. And we want this above the tank. And we'll move the fuel tank back a little ways. Actually move this back a little ways as well. And that should be alright. Bump that up there. So basically that's what our bike is going to look like. Obviously it looks weird with the handlebars floating out in the middle of nowhere, which is why we take the plane back up to 10, go back to the materials, pick our aluminum, and we want to connect the fork. Hold on. Actually, what we want to do is put a pin through the tire. So there's that one. And there's that one. Now we'll go back to the parts, select that, and we'll line it up. On that, I don't know if I can bring that forward here. There we go. Now it looks like it has an actual axle. And we'll do the same thing with this one. And it has an axle. So wait a minute. Yeah, I forgot to hit apply. Okay, so now our statistics say everything is fine. But obviously everything is not fine because we still don't have forks for our tire. So we're going to do that real quick. We'll go back to material, use the aluminum, and we'll just sort of bring that up and touch it on there. I'll do the same thing to the other side. Lining it up is going to be fun. I guess it's there. And there. So those are touching, which is fine. Just for the heck of it. We'll connect it that way. And then we also want to do connection that way. Now, of course, it looks ridiculous, but no. Go back here. So this is our erase mode. So we can erase by highlighting and deleting. And that's what we want to do. up one. Too far. Highlight and delete. And we have the beginnings of our connecting rod for the front. So there we have that. This is a very lengthy process, but you get exactly what you want when you're done. You can literally sculpt anything in this. So, I know this looks pretty cheesy right now. But in the end, you can make yourself a pretty slick looking chopper. If you're patient enough. So this is far from beautiful, but it does the job. So that's all that matters in the end, right? So we want to you can hear the storm going behind me. Wish you could actually select diagonally, but you can't. And I don't know if you can select the multiples at a time or not. Like select a bunch and then add to that selection. Yeah, I didn't think so. So this is what we have. It is not in any way, shape, or form glorious. I'm going to trim these though. Don't really need them all the way out there. And it'll save me a little bit of aluminum when I go to spawn this into the world. Does that look about right? still a bunch of shit down here to erase. Okay. No, it's not perfect. It actually is a little lopsided, but at this point, whatever. Alright, so let's go back to parts real quick. And we'll go back to moving. Move this a little forward. And a little bit down. And I'm not going to worry about connecting it. Well, maybe I should connect it. I don't know. Go back to material. Hey, what the heck happened there? Alright. Come on. Oh. Okay. Wait. No. Oh, I want this. I hope something isn't attacking me. Alright, obviously that's gonna have to go a bit higher. That's probably good enough. Alright, so it looks like crap, but it is a bike. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save it as an ISO called crappy bike. Vehicle, crappy bike. So we're going to save it. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we can load, save, delete. We can also spawn into world and export. And then we'll exit creation. Now where the hell did it go? Is it in my inventory? Or is it... Oh, come on. Where did this spawn? I don't... I don't know where it spawns, but anyway, that's how you make these things. Apparently, I probably have to build a factory in order to actually get them, and I'm not at that point yet. So, let's just see if we can find the... See if we can find anything to actually make this bike with. This is all consumables, clothing, sentries. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make an assembly core and then make a factory replicator. And then replicate my crappy bike. That's what it looks like to me anyway. So, anyway, that is... yeah. Yep, that's probably what it is. So that's how you get your mini bike or motorbike or whatever it is that you're after. Jeez. Got damaged somehow. So maybe next time I'll actually have all the parts I need to put together the crappy bike. And if I do get a factory built, I'll be sure to record that. In the meantime, I have to get away from this creature. Or kill it. And I don't think that... damn it. Really? You couldn't... It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Can't seem to get to a height where I can dodge this guy. Maybe up here. Oh, where'd he go? Maybe he's just scared of me. Not even sure where I'm going here. It's nice and high up though. So, wait. So I gotta go pretty far north, which is that direction. Ah, almost. Almost got turned around. Are you kidding me? Come on. Well, anyway. Until next time, kiddos.